عباده الذين اصطفى فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وابتغوا إليه الوسيلة وجاهدوا في سبيله لعلكم تفلحون صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Surah Al-Ma'idah, ayat 35 to 40. We did the basic meanings yesterday. Today, inshallah, we'll go over some finer points that are mentioned in Tafasir. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullaha wabtaghu ilayhi al-wasila, as we said last night, wasila basically here means that find your connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through obedience. Why is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioning it after Iman and Taqwa? It means that only Iman and only Taqwa are not enough, but you have to do something. So Taqwa only or only Iman, if somebody says that I have Iman in my heart, now I will not do anything else, or if somebody is encouraged to do something good and they said that Iman is something that relates to your heart and it's a personal thing, it does not have to be visible on me, that's an utterly false concept. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ittaqullah. So not only Iman is enough, but you have to have Taqwa, and not only Iman and Taqwa are enough, but also you have to have A'mali Salihah or good deeds. وَابْتَغُوا إِلَيْهِ الْوَسِيلَةَ وَجَاهِدُوا. And you also have to do jihad. Jihad is struggling in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When the time demands that you do it, when the situation demands that you do it by fighting, you do it by fighting. And there's always a constant jihad going on, which is with ourselves, suppressing our evil desires and doing the right thing. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لَوْ أَنَّ لَهُم مَّا فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا. So these people, these two ayahs say that the people who have done kufr, they will want to give all of this earth and whatever wealth they would have, whatever wealth they could amass, in fidya or in ransom, to rid their necks of Jahannam. So therefore people who say that this ayah refutes this concept that if somebody has not brought faith but still are doing good things, they are going to enter into Jannah, or they are somehow going to be saved in the hereafter. No. If somebody is doing something good in this world and they don't have Iman, then their good deed is valueless, because they are doing it not for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the reason why our deeds are valuable is because we do them for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is our Iman. If there is no Iman, then there is no value for any good deeds. If you are living like a good person, you are doing good things to people, it is a good thing. You will find peace in this life, but your reward and your comfort and maybe even peace of mind, it will be restricted to this world alone. In the hereafter, there is azab for people, there is hellfire for people who will not bring faith. So in our social media and here and there, we keep on coming across this concept constantly, that these people who have not brought faith, they are doing good things, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is maybe going to reward them in the hereafter. In the hereafter, somebody who dies on kufr, they have no reward, they have absolutely no hope. يُرِيدُونَ أَن يَخْرُجُوا مِنَ النَّارِ وَمَا هُمْ بِخَارِجِينَ مِنْهَا. They will want to come out of the hellfire, they will not be able to come out of it. وَلَهُمْ عَذَابٌ مُقِيمٌ. There will be a perpetual punishment for them. The next ayah was وَالسَّارِقُ وَالسَّارِقَةُ فَاقْطَعُوا أَيْدِيَهُمَا. So this ayah, where we said that the punishment Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned is that their hands will be cut off. Those people who have done theft. So in different languages and different cultures, theft and robbery, sometimes they are used they are used interchangeably, but Sharia has delineated a difference between them. So surqa is something which is theft. Surqa is that which is, it has some certain conditions. Surqa is that when something is taken without the permission of the owner, also the owner had kept it in a protected place, and there is no ambiguity about the ownership of that thing. So for example, there's things that are considered public assets. For example, there's a pool of money. For example, there's Baitul Mal. If somebody steals from Baitul Mal, then people may have a claim on that property because it is public thing. In these conditions, it is not considered surqa. And this had of surqa, we have explained these things, that had is what? The punishment that has to be executed. It is by the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent down those punishments only for 5 things. Robbery, armed robbery, surqa, zina, false accusation of zina, and alcohol. These are the 5 things upon which had is executed. So surqa, which is had, is that surqa which fulfills these 4 conditions. Number 1, there is no doubt about the ownership of the owner. Number 2, he has kept it in a secure and safe place. Number 3, it is taken without the permission of the owner. That's 3. There's one more, but inshallah, these are the key ones. That it is taken without the permission, there is no ambiguity about the ownership, it is there's means of protection. This is surqa, and again it is taken, so there's no force involved in it. Armed robbery is when there's force involved in it, and there's bigger and much higher had for it, which is that the hand is cut off and the left foot is cut off. But for surqa, it is both hands are cut off. So this is the had for theft. Jaza'an bima kasaba nakalam min Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has returned this punishment to himself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, nakalam min Allah. This is a deterrent set forth by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So no assemblies, no court of law can reduce this punishment if the conditions are fulfilled. Wallahu azizun hakim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all knowing and all powerful and all wise. So these punishments may seem harsh to us, but there is wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who is all wise behind them. فَمَنْ تَابَ مِنْ بَعْدِ ظُلْمِهِ وَأَصْلَحَ. Tawbah is only credible when there is islah after it. When there is islah. So tawbah means somebody repents but also corrects their ways in the future. If somebody makes tawbah and does not correct and keeps on doing the same thing again and again, when they are making tawbah, they intend to do that same thing again and again, then that tawbah is not credible. And this last ayah, أَلَمْ تَعْلَمْ أَنَّ اللَّهَ لَهُ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ يُعَذِّبُ مَنْ يَشَاءُ وَيَغْفِرُ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ وَاللَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. This again reminds us about the authority of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that these things, Allah who's Qadir and all powerful over everything, it is His command, and He is such that He wants to punish those things that He considers punishable, and He forgives those things that He wants to forgive. So nobody has the right to question these punishments. Now, the answer to the question where a lot of people say that these punishments are very cruel and they are not applicable in the present day world. Number 1, this is a false claim. There are countries in this world who have this kind of law, and it is used, it is applied. Those countries surprisingly are the most peaceful countries. All of us, or inshallah soon going to be, we have gone or are going to inshallah Umrah or Hajj, and if you look at their environment there, shopkeepers would leave their shops open. They will not even care to even a slightest form of protection. They will not worry about it. They will go and pray and they will come back, and they will not worry about even a tiny thing being lost. Why is that so? Because they have applied those laws. These laws prove that they are the most effective laws. When they are in application, they are proving themselves. The other thing is that about armed robbery and about surqa, which is theft, these things are such that if they increase, if they are not deterred, they take away the peace of the whole society, and they affect the society in many, many ways. Not only is the peace gone, but business is affected. The prosperity of that whole society is affected. So, when somebody says that this is a cruel punishment, they should be reminded that they are worrying more about the welfare, or they are having more mercy on that criminal who is going to affect the society overall, and they are not merciful towards the society in general. Because all the people who are being affected by their crime, you are basically not merciful towards them, but merciful towards the criminal. The other thing Mufti Shafi Sahib rahimahullah has mentioned is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has, which we mentioned 2 or 3 days back as well, that for these hudud, for these severe punishments, there is a very specific, stringent criterion that has to be fulfilled before this can be executed. So, for these punishments, there has to be, for surqa, for theft, there have to be at least 2 credible witnesses. For zina, there have to be 4 credible witnesses who have actually seen the act being happen, which is difficult to achieve. And then for surqa also, it cannot be, and for armed robbery, the witness cannot come, it has to be within that specific period, a specific period, Islamic month, within Islamic month. If they come later than that about certain incident that had happened more than a month ago, then their witness will not be considered credible. So these things basically balance out that it will be executed only to the select few about whom there is no doubt that they have committed that crime. And because those select few will be punished severely, it will prove as a deterrent to all the others. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us an understanding, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clear our minds and heart. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma ja'alna min ahli al-Qur'an alladhi ahluka wa khassatuk. Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna min al-khasirin. Rabbi ighfir warham wa anta khairur rahimin. Sallallahu ta'ala ala khairi khalqih. Sayyidina wa lana Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ameen.